That was 30 years ago, though, but okay.
For real?
Yes. That was busy way.
YouTube what? There was no YouTube then.
So
now.
you have to understand that the ages, the timeline, because I'll be asking some questions that suit my timeline.
Yeah.
But so if there was no YouTube, where did you now store the video?
VHS cassettes.
Oh, Jesus.
VHS cassette and MIDI. So I'm a fan of owning cameras.
Yeah.
I don't believe in renting. I believe in having.
Yeah.
So the first camera I ever owned in my life was the Sony EX1. XD cam camera. That was like the top of the range Sony.
What year was that?
That should be like 2008, thereabouts, or 7.
Okay.
Or 7.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Beyond Cameras. It's Camerajoint. I am Joyfulness, and this is the podcast every creative wants to be on. And today, on today's episode, I am live with an amazing, the talented, the creative, the veteran. They said they are called veterans now. The veteran filmmaker, Akin Alabi of Akin Alabi Films, also known as
Perf Daddy.
Oh, awesome. So can you introduce yourself for us and just get...
You've introduced me. I'm Akin Alabi of Akin Alabi Films. I'm a man.
Obviously.
Because you have to say that now.
Right, you identify as him.
As a he.
He, him.
So,
yeah.
I'm the only son in a family of 4. So I have 3 sisters. What else? I went to primary school, secondary school. I went to university to study business administration.
Okay.
I graduated 1999, I guess. Not too far. So that's all basically.
Okay, thank you very much for coming to our show, to our set. I was excited when it was recommended, and I'm so glad. I'm blushing. I'm just blushing. I don't know. I'm just trying to keep it together. So, I mean, you are a veteran filmmaker, but before we go into questions about that, I just wanted to ask, how is the music career going?
Music career? It's not a music career for me. It's a music hobby.
According to Wiki, no. According to Wiki, no. That's like, according to Wikipedia.
Who is Wikipedia?
Wikipedia is the, I Googled, I have to Google now. I Googled Akin Alabi. Who is Akin Alabi? I Googled it. And what Wiki told me was that Wiki said, Akin Alabi started being a video director after Udima billed him when his album came out. And because of that, Akin Alabi decided to carry his camera and start shooting videos. Is that not true?
It's not completely true. That's not the whole story.
Tell us your side of the story.
The real story.
The real story.
So if this one comes out now, you now say, who will now say he's saying it?
No, we'll update Wiki.
We'll say Camerajoint said, no Wiki again. Okay,
yes.
Okay. When I was in university, my final year, I discovered like the music part of me.
Okay.
So initially before them, I was a graphic designer.
Yeah.
So I started my career as a graphic designer right from when I was very young. So I think I started doing graphic design around 94, 95. So
that was 30 years ago, though, but okay.
For real?
Yes. That was 30 years ago.
Hey, no.
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay, let's just ignore that. So, so when I was in university, I used to do designing a lot. I was very good.
Yeah.
So eventually, in my final year, I just discovered that I started writing songs. It just started coming. Okay, so, and I had lots of musician friends around me.
Okay.
So eventually, I decided to do an album. I was inspired by Kirk Franklin. Then I said, Kirk Franklin, they sing now. Don't get good voice. He's always just talking, and he's releasing songs.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, if he can do it, maybe I can do it. So
that's right.
I talked with some of my friends who were singers and all that, and I decided to release an album, 1999. Yeah. So I did that album. I released it, and I had a hit song in it. So that was how my music journey started. So after leaving university, I still, I kept on doing music. I served in River State, Port Harcourt. I was still doing music. I started learning production, music production.
Okay.
So I became a music producer along the way. So I didn't leave music. Started pursuing music until when I got back to Lagos, I wanted to do a music video. And I went to meet Uzodimma Okwechi, who was the hottest guy back
Yep.
then. I don't know if you know him.
No.
Okay, so I'll mention some of his works.
Okay.
Uzodimma was the one that did Sonny Nage's If I something you know that song?
Oh no.
Ah. If I touch you, you touch me. Do me, I do you. Hold me, I rock
I
you.
know this
Rock
song.
me, I rock you. Yeah, that song. It was one that did that song.
Okay,
It was one that
okay.
did Two-Face African Queen.
Oh.
Yeah. So the videos of that particular timeline
Yeah.
era, Two-Face African Queen, Azados, Sonny Negi, who else again? A lot of Kenny's music artists
Okay.
at that particular timeline.
Okay.
They were all done by Uzodimma Okwechi.
Okay.
So I went to meet him that so I want to do video. And the guy give me bidding. How much did it was just 250,000.
In that
In
time.
in 2002 thereabout 2003.
That's like 2 point. No, maybe not.
Yes.
If not 25, I don't know how much. How much do you think it would be to these to
No.
our current? That's a lot of money. Oh,
There's a lot of money.
250K.
50K. So I said, I laughed. So I went back home.
Yeah.
I now thought about it. If I have 250K,
Yeah.
is this the best way to spend 250K if you actually have it? I said, okay. I was already a music producer.
Okay.
So I knew, then I was already a graphic designer.
Yeah.
I was also a web designer.
Okay.
I also used to do 2D animation.
Wow.
So I was like, video making is basically sound, graphics, then video.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
already know sound. I already know graphics. The only thing I don't know is the video part.
Video
So I
part,
said,
yeah.
let me quickly just go and learn the video part
Okay.
and add it to what I know and, try this thing. So I got a 100K grant from my sister, elder sister.
Okay.
So out of that 100K, I used 80,000 naira to buy a video card. Back then, you cannot just buy a computer and start editing videos.
Okay.
So then you have to buy what they call a video card, which is like a capture card. So that card, you put it in your computer. That is where you now connect your camera to. Without that card, you cannot edit video at all. Not like now that you just buy laptop and you start editing straight. No. Then you have to have a video card. So we had like Matrox, Pinnacle. When I say Pinnacle video card, Matrox video card, that's why I did two. So I bought the Matrox video card for 80,000 naira.
Wow.
And I had to use the 20,000 naira balance to shoot a video.
And how was it?
Yeah, 20K video. So imagine shooting a video, a whole video with 20,000. I just called one camera guy that was living around my area then, and I paid him. He went to hire a camera, and we shot the video for 20,000 naira. So after shooting it, I said, "Give me the rushes." I know it's mini DV. We used to use mini DV tapes then, so
Okay.
give me the DV tapes. So that was the first video I started with as a video editor.
Okay.
Because of course nobody will give you any job, So I had to use myself as the first experiment. So I used that video to start my video editing career. So that was how I started. And before I go there, I think before I did that video,
Yeah.
someone had done a video for me.
Okay.
Because of course I didn't wake up, I didn't dream about Adobe Premiere. I didn't learn Adobe Premiere in my dreams, So I had gone to meet a guy in Surulere. His name is Tajuddin. I don't know his surname, but his name is Tajuddin. So he shot a video he was the first person that shot a video for me. And while he was editing the video, I used to stay with him.
Okay. So you
His
just
office was in Surulere.
Okay.
I was in Ogba. I used to go and meet him in Surulere and just sit down with him while I was editing. That was where I learned editing.
So you're self-taught, basically.
Self-taught. Just by looking at him doing what he was editing. That was where I just said, okay, this is the software you use. Okay, so I just went back home, got the software, installed it in my system.
And the rest is history.
Started editing, like that.
Do you still have that video? I would really love to watch this later. Do you still have it? Is it on
That
YouTube?
video.
Is it where?
YouTube what? There was no YouTube then.
So
now.
you have to understand that the ages, the timeline, because I'll be asking some questions that suit my timeline.
Yeah.
But so if there was no YouTube, where did you now store the video?
VHS cassettes.
Oh, Jesus.
VHS cassette and MIDI. So the only copy I guess, or the only way I know this video can be located
Yeah.
is for it to be on a video. I have a friend
Okay.
that has told me he has that video on VHS cassettes.
VHS.
But the guy is based in Calabar. So unless I'm able to eventually get him one day to get that cassette to me, and then I'll find a way to transfer from cassettes to, so that's like analog to digital now. That's the only way you can find that video.
I'll really love to watch the video.
It was dope. Video is.
You're proud of yourself.
Yes. Yes. I always have the benefit of my old videos. They always look dope even till now.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I
I'm not afraid to look at my past.
Right.
Yeah.
Where you're coming from.
Yes. My past videos from day one. I've always been dope.
Massive flex. So I wanted to ask, who were like the directors or the directors of that time?
Yeah.
You can mention their names.
I will now.
Because I promise you, I cannot relate to some of these names.
Okay,
Maybe you can mention the music.
For history purpose too. I need to mention.
I said history.
Yes.
So maybe who were the directors then that really inspired you to want to continue? Because I know one of the things that moved you when you started, you wanted to go into video editing and production because you needed something at that time, and the amount that was being called, you thought about it. And also, what kept you going when it comes to directors, or when it comes to maybe music videos and movies that you watched that time? You can mention name and all of that.
Okay.
So
let me first mention names, and I'll give it like a background story.
Okay.
So one of the people, of course, I've mentioned Uzodima Okwechi.
Yes.
My number one. I remember then, I used to go and buy VCDs of music videos he shot.
Wow.
I just go to those music stores, look for VCDs of any video that was shot by him, and buy it and watch. So it's my number one.
Yeah.
The second person that I saw then too that was doing great was DJ T.
Who?
DJ T.
Explain more.
Don't tell me you don't know DJ T.
I don't know.
You will chop cane.
I don't know.
DJ T, they don't know you. DJ T. There is Wala. They don't know you. DJ T. Come back home.
What is
so
like
DJ T was one of the pioneer video directors when the hip hop genre started coming up. So I remember then it was like the youngest person then shooting videos. Shooting videos. So I remember I used to watch some of his videos on TV and I say, this thing, I feel doing now. I feel do this thing, I feel do this thing. So I used to say, I can do this. So eventually, as I said, I never started off wanting to be a video director.
Yes.
Not to even say music video director.
Yes.
So I just started with video editing. And that was all I was doing. So I started with my own video.
Yeah.
Then because I was a music producer, I had a studio. So artists used to come to my studio. So eventually I showed them, see the video I edited. This thing makes sense. So, okay. So eventually one person said, I have a video that I shot before. Can you help me edit it? I said, bring. Okay. So that's how I started editing for people. And eventually I developed the reputation of, if you bring, a lot of people will shoot crap and bring it to me, and I will make it magic. So a lot of people started bringing craps to me. Craps will come, I'll turn the crap into something magical.
Okay.
So more craps started coming too, So eventually I got tired. I said, I can't take this anymore.
I can't be doing crap.
So I now said, okay, I have a new policy. If you want me to edit your video, I have to be part of it from production. So that we can avoid giving me crap to edit. Right. So I was a part of it. So eventually, one of my artist friends gave me the opportunity to be on set with him, to be part of the shoots.
Yeah.
So that was how I supervised that shoot, from shoots and I handled the edits. So that was my first experience, and the video came out fantastic. So after that, someone gave me my first video to do everything for 25,000 naira.
What year was this?
Maybe 2005, around that time. 25,000 naira. We used that money to rent camera and lights. So, shot the video came out very, very fine. I was not a cameraman, they didn't know how to handle camera.
So how were you?
I had a camera guy I used to call. I used to hire for to handle the camera for me. So I was doing the editing. Okay. So eventually I was continuing like that until one day I was supposed to do a shoot, and I called the camera guy and he was unavailable. So I was like, I'm done. I'm done today. You cannot come. Okay. Camera is here already. So what do I press on this camera? I'm seeing iris. I'm seeing shutter speed. I'm seeing 1 over something here. What number should I put there? You say, yeah, put 1 over this. Okay. Then I'm seeing this one too. What figure should I put there? So you just told me the figure to put, and I shot that video. The video came out fantastic.
Yeah.
But I noticed that when I was editing the video, I noticed that the video had noise. It was an outdoor video. So apparently the person that used the camera last had turned on the video gain.
Okay.
You know, on cameras those days, you don't have ISO.
I was going to say, what happened to the ISO?
Yeah, so ISOs is usually called video gain.
Okay.
Which is usually shown as low, mid, and high. So I think it was on high. Okay. So that's probably like maybe ISO maybe 3200, you know, guess. So it was very high. But I was shooting outdoors. So eventually, I just saw that the footage had lots of noise. But the cinematography, camera movement, everything was dope. But I just knew it had noise. So that was where I knew what noise was. But nobody saw it.
I mean,
But I saw it. So from then on, I said, no, I must know how to handle the camera. So that was how I got into, you know, being a camera operator. So from then on, I never looked back.
Your story is basically about being self-taught. Like, editing was just from watching, and then you became good. Camera handling and setting and all of that. And see where you are now.
See where I am.
I want you to briefly talk about your evolution of cameras. Can you walk us through?
Yeah, I can walk you through.
Yeah, your first camera and tell us.
You'll be shocked.
I want to be. Yeah. Let's have it.
My first camera that I ever bought in life. Yeah. I'm a fan of owning cameras.
Yeah.
I don't believe in renting. I believe in having.
Yeah.
So the first camera I ever owned in my life was the Sony EX1. XD cam camera. That was like the top of the range Sony.
What year was that?
That should be like 2008, thereabout, or 7.
Okay.
Or 7.
Okay.
Yeah, thereabouts. So Sony EX1,
okay,
top of the range, XD cam. They still use it till now.
Really?
For events, yeah, event people still use that camera till now. That's it has SDI out. For you to know, so for a camera of that time to have SDI out, is top of the range. So eventually, from then, I bought a Panasonic HVX 170, the P2 camera.
Okay.
So then Panasonic had the best image quality back then. So
when you say back then, let's quickly. What do you mean? Let's digress. What do you mean back then? Do you mean they are not doing as good as anymore?
They are not as hot as before.
They
still have very good cameras, but they are not that popular compared to then. Then, if you want a cinematic image, Panasonic is what you use. Sony was just broadcast. But cinematic image, Panasonic was it. A lot of videos that Clarence Peters shot in the beginning of his career was with a Panasonic camera. What's the name of the Panasonic? I can't remember the. Was a very popular DV. I think it's DV100. Yeah, DV100. Very popular Panasonic camera. It had that cinematic image naturally, without grading, without whatever. Just shoot. It gives you that look. So I switched to Panasonic just to have that experience.
Yeah.
Then the next evolution is the funniest evolution. So that's the evolution of what we call depth of field adapters.
Okay.
So, because then video cameras could not give you a shallow depth of field because they were camcorders.
Yeah.
And their sensor size was very, very small. So, and we used to see photographers having shallow depth of field and all that. Say, how do we achieve this thing? So, some companies created what they called DOF adapters. That's the abbreviation, depth of field adapters. So the size of those things is usually as long as this. So you attach that adapter to your video camera.
Okay.
Then you can now put a photo lens on the adapter.
Okay.
Back then you couldn't switch lenses.
Yeah.
There are permanent lenses on the camera. So we now attach a photo lens on the depth of field adapter.
Yeah.
So with that, you could get a shallow depth of field with the photo lens. So the camera itself now becomes a video recorder.
Okay.
So we are not using the lens of the camera.
Oh.
Now we're using the photo lens to capture the image. Now the camera itself, or the lens of the camera, essentially now just records the screen because there's a screen inside depth inside the adapter.
Okay.
So what the work of the lens in the camera now does is just to record that, whatever that screen is showing. So it was like a cheat code.
Yeah.
So that's just opened us to the world of being able to achieve shadow depth of field one, being able to change lenses, which we couldn't do before. So now you can say, oh, give me 20 mm. Put this. We have wide angle. Oh, give me 50 mm. I can blur background. It was like the next beautiful thing. So then, I'm sure I can get a picture of that camera for you when I used to use it. Then the cameras with the adapter, by the time you assemble them together, they will be as long as this. So it will be like a bazooka.
Yeah.
Very long. But we're very happy that finally you can now have that holy grail of shallow depth of field. So that happened. We had two companies that used to do those adapters, Lettuce and Red Rock. So I imported them.
Okay.
We went to Nigeria, so we used to. I think I imported the Red Rock from Canada also. There was no Camerajoint then. So from then, so as I said, we used to use it with cameras.
Yes.
We used to use it with Sony cameras and Panasonic cameras.
Okay.
Then after that, God now opened the windows of heaven to us and gave us a Canon 5D.
5D. Just 5D.
5D Mark II now.
Okay.
So when Canon brought 5D Mark II, and for the first time, a photo camera could shoot videos.
Right.
All of us just switched to Canon. And you could change lenses.
Yes.
So we just ditched the depth of field adapters. That there's no need for this one again. Now we can do it directly on the camera.
Yeah.
So everybody went to Canon 5D and Canon 7D. These were the two cameras that started the revolution. So we just switched. So I moved to Canon. Canon 7D was my first Canon camera. And I got 60D, I think 70D. So after Canon, that was when Blackmagic came. So Blackmagic came into the scene and brought in the ability to shoot RAW.
Yeah.
At a very reasonable price. So I ditched Canon and moved to Blackmagic.
Okay.
And ever since then, I've been in Blackmagic.
Loyalist.
I've been a Blackmagic loyalist, but I used to flirt with Sony.
That's the part I was waiting for.
I used to flirt with Sony. So I use both the Blackmagic and Sony. So I own the Blackmagic, I own the Sony, but of course I use other cameras too.
So which Sony?
And I think I've also owned Fujifilm. So like 4 or 5 years ago, I had a Fujifilm camera. So for videos.
How was it?
Fine. I just wanted to explore all the brands.
Okay.
So that no one can say, oh, this brand, I've used this. So there's no brand you will mention that I've not used.
Nikon.
Nikon. You talk about video camera, you talk about Nikon. Those are the grandpapa. Nikon is just so laid back. Funny enough, Nikon is the first photo camera that made a photo camera that could shoot video.
So what happened?
They were the first, but Canon just chanced them. They were just laid back about videos. They were just satisfied with photos. So Canon just came in and,
threw them under the
threw
bus.
them, yeah. Now, they want to come back.
I mean,
let's see.
But I'm anticipating what they want to draw because I heard they have like something mad, but we cannot remove their lens power from them. Nikon makes like
I use Nikon lenses.
Oh.
On my Blackmagic cameras.
Nice.
Yeah, so I use Nikon lenses.
Okay, so I wanted to ask, I was thinking about this question. When you go to a new country, they say, cultural shock. Now, how do we put it? Creative shock. Coming from, what are the things that are in vogue or that they do now or that filmmakers do now?
Yeah.
That in your time, I'll say in your time, was something that you did not see happening. So I'll call it creative shock. Do you understand? When you get somewhere, you understand what I'm trying to say? When you get somewhere and something is different from your time. So what I don't think it can be one thing. What are those things that are currently in vogue or happening right now that in your time were like something new or something that you did not see or maybe you saw coming but was not happening then?
Well, I won't say I experienced shock.
Okay.
Because we metamorphose together.
Yeah.
You know, so
Okay.
it's not like there's no shock in it. We grew with the system and we grew with the technology.
Yeah.
But the only thing I can say is the difference between maybe the current generation and
Your generation.
the older generation. The older generation is that, you know, back then, we used to do lots of things. We used to wear many caps.
Used to what?
Wear many caps.
Okay, many caps. Okay.
You will be editor,
Yeah.
director, DOP, light gaffer,
I was going to say gaffer.
me, asset designer to it. So VFX,
Wow.
you have to know everything because there was no budget.
Word.
So the only way you could make something happen was to be able to do lots of those things because there's no money to pay anybody to come and do it. So, but now, I remember that somebody came to do a shoot at my place, and you know, I was just there. I was just looking at the whole thing. You know, a young director. So he had a director, they had a DOP, they had the gaffer. Who else again? They had an assistant camera operator. So the assistant camera operator is the one who will set up the video monitor for the director, and then maybe set up the gimbal or so. You know, and the shoots that was supposed to last for 1 hour eventually lasted for maybe 2 hours. And they paid for 1 hour. So we told them that we're about chasing them out, even though they had not finished the session. Yeah, your money don't finish. Either you pay extra
Or you leave.
or you leave. So, but we still have some things to take now. So, you guys were just, you know, lazing around and just taking things slow as if you have the whole world. But so I was just looking at there's an advantage to that when you have a division of labor like that. But I also realized that the flip side is that sometimes it slows things down. So the director wants a shot. DOP, can you take it from this angle? Whereas if it's me, I'm the one thinking of the angle I want. I'm the one executing it.
The angle.
So it's
real time.
It is real time. So I'm able to do a lot faster, quicker. In fact, if the gaffer self is too slow. In fact, gaffer, I'll tell you, gaffer, put this light at this angle. In fact, use this so light. But today's generation of directors will say, gaffer, I need this. This is what I want. It is gaffer that go and think of what to use or whatever.
Yeah.
And they might eventually use the wrong thing, but not use the right thing. So you now have, it's not giving the feel I want. Can you change? Okay, for example, give another example. So this particular shoot, they wanted to, I think after they set the lights, I was thinking, I said, these guys need to put lights outside the window. But they didn't. I didn't want to talk.
Yeah.
So I was just looking.
Yeah.
So eventually, maybe I mentioned it or so, the guy eventually did it. So now to the gaffer, don't you guys have it? So they were using tungsten lights.
Okay.
The Fresnel light, which is very hot. So I said, don't you have LED lights, aperture? So I say, we have now. You have, and you're not using it. You want to fire everyone here with hot lights.
Yeah.
They say we have. So I don't put it outside the window. Put it outside so they put it outside the window. So the director said, that I wish that the light was blue. So it would be like night.
Time,
but it was shooting in the night. Do you have gel? We're not asking the guy, do you have gel? And I was like, I don't have gel. I didn't want to talk again. And they were using a black magic camera.
Okay.
So, and I was okay. I said, do you know, what are you white balanced for? Is tungsten, which is 3200. Say, since the aperture, which is outside the window, is daylight, that don't worry. It's going to appear blue.
Okay.
In post, in editing, because you are white balanced for tungsten. So automatically, any light that is daylight appears blue.
Okay.
So you're still going to get blue from that light.
Yeah.
But it wasn't showing blue on the screen, on the camera screen. It was showing white. So, but because maybe the director is not an editor, he might not know. And what was showing on the screen was flat.
Oh,
you get.
Okay.
So, but from experience, I know anytime you white balance for tungsten and you're using daylight, it will be blue. So there's no need to actually put a blue gel on it. But I didn't know that. So, and that took part of their time before they eventually say, okay, let's just shoot it like that. But if you had known, it wouldn't have been asking for a blue gel or that. You would just know, let's just wipe balance for tungsten, leave it daylight. I know it will look the way I want. So that's like the difference in the generation and how we approach things. So for my own generation, we know exactly we know almost about all the departments.
But is division of labor not the best thing? Like, is it not going to? I know it takes more time, but it gets things done. So the director is thinking about directing, the editor is thinking about editing. Not like the gaffer is thinking about light. Not everybody is thinking. Don't you think when you divide labor, it helps you think? It helps the person to think better.
Freer.
Yes, because if you are thinking about everything, you'll be tired.
See. Our own generation, all directors were DOPs. That's one difference. All directors were director of photographers. Today, all directors are not director of photographers. So they have director of photographer, different, directors separate. So there is a gain to it, there's an advantage to it. There's also a disadvantage to it. Clarence edits, grades, a DOP, directs. So when he's shooting, he knows. So, for example, I don't shoot what I don't need. So that's why my shoots are fast. I know what will enter the final edits.
Yeah.
So if I'm not going to be using something, I'm not going to shoot it. I want to shoot what I know will work. And that's because I'm editing it.
Word.
So it makes the work faster. It makes the shoot faster. So they all have their pros and cons. But it doesn't mean you have to not carry all the head, but there's an advantage when you know more than just one thing. So for our own generation, that was a must.
You were everything.
Yeah,
you were all in all.
You color grade. Now, the person that is color grading is different from editor.
Yes. Actually, yes.
It's different. So
yes. So another thing I want to ask is about the storytelling mechanism. You know, back then, I mean, I grew up too in the olden days. So I know a couple of videos you watched then, and the way the videos are looking, not just the quality now, the storytelling, like the way imagine a music video. See African Queen, it was so nice, depicted everything.
Yeah.
In relation to what we have in 2024 right now. Many of the videos out there, the storytelling is just whack. Sorry, so what can you say? Coming from you, what can you say about that?
I will not say the storytelling now is whack. I will not say so.
Entirety
or... No, I will not say so in its entirety.
So,
but, sometimes when, for example, when you were shooting film back then, I was saying something that a roll of film will give you maybe 4 minutes of footage, which is not a lot. So before you press record, you have to be sure of what you want to shoot.
Exactly
you get. But now that you're using 256, 1 terabyte memory card to shoot, you can shoot, you'll just be shooting. Whether it makes sense, doesn't make sense, you're just shooting footages and say, we'll sort it out in the edit room. And so a lot of times, so we focus on the camera, on the gadgets.
Okay.
And because I'm using a Red Raptor, because I'm using a Sony FX6, this work go. So, so we just put our efforts and our strengths, belief that it's the camera that makes the work, and forget that you need to have a good story, or you need to also work on that part of the area of filmmaking. So it affects if you want you to shoot this video, and I read I want you to shoot that more. I want you to shoot that more. I mean, the thing go dope. So that's one problem.
That's the only problem you're seeing. No, I'm trying to I want you to talk. I want to put my hand in your throat and say you must.
What do you want me to say?
No, honestly, coming from me, the question, the one I wanted to answer is coming from your time, the essence of shooting a video in relation to now, because so many times you watch some video and be like, what did I just watch? The video is not okay. Take for instance music videos.
Okay.
See, like you watch music videos and then the video, what the person is singing is relating to the story.
Okay.
But now it's more or less like every babe is they just want to all shoot outside country, go to Barbados or shoot in one fine place, collaborate.
Yeah.
And plenty people people.
Yeah.
I didn't know you're like, okay. And there are a lot of people that are just dancing and just shaking their, just doing anything there. Like,
And you don't enjoy it.
no,
You don't enjoy it.
I do not.
And you can comment now.
No. I want you to talk about it because
No,
there
see.
were beautiful things happening when it comes to videos. Like you want to watch videos, you're in love. Since that's on no, for real now. See, African Queen, because that's the only music I think. What other music
remember.
was in your time?
What?
Other music was in your time that I can relate to.
We had Nice.
What song?
So for me, I did No Be Mistake by Nice.
Okay.
I did Bamu Bamu by Nice.
Oh, see?
I did
Those
Timaya.
videos
I
now.
did Yankulia.
Oh, I know that song.
I did Timaya, I don't blow. Whether you like don't know.
I don't know. Sorry.
Timaya.
I know Timaya's current song, but I don't know Den song. The point I'm trying to make is that let's talk about.
We're focused on storytelling.
Yes.
Then.
What
you don't.
happened? Yes. Now I'm not going to mention anybody's name, but see the videos of now.
See, everybody has a style.
But okay.
So, for example, in my own generation, Clarence had a style. I had a style. JT had a style. So when you see a video, you can tell who shot it.
Okay.
And the videos were not looking so much alike.
Okay.
And so everybody has his own flavor. And when you, as an artist, you know the kind of person you vibe with. So I like these directors, the way he interprets. So I know the people that liked me and preferred my own. So for example, there's a way Clarence Peter used to light. We used to call him Lord of Darkness.
Okay.
Because he likes to, light in a very dark way, sort of. He likes having a lot of shadows.
Yeah.
So we used to call him Lord of Darkness.
Okay.
Because of that. I'm not so much a shadow, dark kind of person. But I like color. So when you see my work, you see colors popping a bit. So everybody just had his own style and his own. If you see like a Mex work, for example, he also had his own style.
Yeah.
But maybe now everybody is doing, very similar thing. Maybe.
Maybe.
It's the times. It's the times. Even the music too is sounding similar. So you can't blame anybody. It's the times.
Who is your current music?
Favorites?
Yeah, no, for music, not for films now. For music, like, who is your favorite director currently? Like, new generation.
Yeah.
New generation.
Director.
Yes.
Alien Visuals.
Okay.
What's his real name? Olu. His name is Olu the Wave.
I don't know him. I don't know his real name.
Yeah,
but
his name is Olu the Wave. I think his films or his alien films. So the reason why I like his works is because, as you said, that storytelling. It's not as if he tells a story like that.
Yeah.
But I always see that element in it to do something beyond just saying dance. It was the one that did Canada.
Oh,
That Canada video.
Yeah.
Canada video is not a big video like that in terms of maybe the budget or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's interesting
Yes.
and there's something you can remember about it. Oh, all the dancers are wearing like lace materials.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Wearing lace materials. There's a delivery truck there that came to deliver a package. That's the story. There's something I can remember.
Yeah.
It's not just about having popping colors and props and sets and all that. So for me, I think I love his style a lot. And I comment on a lot of his videos.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is that the only one?
Yeah,
now?
Yeah, that's the only one right now. Yeah.
Okay, what a movie director who is like currently your favorite? Well, no, maybe not favorite. Yes, your favorite. I'll use my chest to say it. Who is your favorite, your current favorite movie director? Not of all time, current one, yes.
Current movie director.
Yes.
Movie director. Whoever directed The Birth of Life, I love his work. I can't remember his name, but I love that work. Like,
what stood out for you?
Everything. Cinematography, storytelling, directing of the actors.
Choice of actors
set
too?
designer, choice of actors.
Yeah.
Everything about that film was just heavenly. So I love that film. So instead of mentioning directors, let me just mention the films. So whoever directed it.
Yeah, okay.
I liked Anikulapo too.
Okay.
Yes, I like Anikulapo.
What stood out? When you say the name, just tell us what stood
I
out.
like the
for you.
cinematography.
So, before you continue, do you watch movie for the plot or for the cinematography? Honestly.
So, for example, when I watch K-drama, for example,
Yeah.
I don't watch it for cinematography.
Really?
I don't. Well,
You don't like their colors?
which color is it?
K-drama has
color
pop.
beyond their costume,
I mean,
which is always same thing.
but don't you? Their skin is always like very.
In fact, I hate their lighting. K-drama, I hate their lighting is too flat.
Huh.
I hate their lighting. It's horrible. Their lighting is horrible. No, it's uncinematic.
Don't you think it blends with their skin? Or
No, at all. It's too bland. Their cinematography is very bland.
okay.
But I love the drama. So maybe one of the reasons why I love to watch it is because I don't get distracted by the cinematography.
Okay. I just
So
focused on the
I'm
drama.
just more on the drama and the acting. So I don't like their I hate their lighting.
But they have. Anyways, keep going about your favorite
Okay,
movie.
so
Yeah.
Nigerian movies.
Yes.
Mission Anikulapo.
Yeah.
What else? I love Jagu Jagu too. Yeah. Jagu Jagu.
I think I've heard of it.
Head of it. You've not watched it.
I've not watched it. I'm sorry. I've not watched it.
Jagu Jagu. Sure.
Okay, you don't know the director, too.
I think it's Adebayo Salami, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
But Femi Adebayo is like the producer.
Okay,
He's the main, but he's not the director.
Okay.
I don't know the name of the director, but
Okay.
of course they did a fantastic. Everybody in that team did a fantastic job. Yeah.
What about King of Boys?
Yes, King of Boys. King of Boys. So it's because I love epic more than drama, more than action.
Okay.
So that's why maybe it didn't come up first.
Yeah,
Also.
yeah.
So King of Boys was good.
What stood out for you about it first? What stood out to I think I like the colors or the drama, like the way.
I don't like the colors. I like the drama.
You didn't like? No, you didn't watch. The movie King of Boys. You didn't like it because of you didn't watch it for the
Cinematography.
Yeah.
No,
What it didn't stand out for you
it didn't stand out for me.
at all. That movie was. I
It
mean,
didn't stand out for me.
what fell off? What went wrong in that movie? What do you think they could have done better?
Well, for me, at that point,
Yeah.
that was the best they could do. And so, see, I don't believe in that you have to be perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, so whatever you do the best you can do at that particular point and improve.
Okay.
So I won't criticize them and say, oh, the lighting. So I just believe, at that point, what they had, that was the best they could do, and it worked. We loved it. They told the story. So
yeah.
with trying to impress one cinematographer or one director. So why the people love it? That's the main thing. So we loved it. It told the story, and we connected. That is the main thing at the end of the day.
Word.
It's not showing fancy lighting or whatever. If the fancy lighting is not adding to the experience of the audience, then you're just wasting money.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I want to ask Eva. I don't want to go because
There are some other movies I love that I can't remember right now. I know I've watched on Netflix, but I can't remember.
Nigerian or foreign.
Nigerian movies.
I'm not.
There
I'm sorry.
are some recent movies I've watched, but I can't remember the names. I watched too many movies, so
I don't flow with
I don't store names.
the Nigerian. Anyways, I will not talk
You don't
about
flow.
that. I'm sorry. No, it's not me. I'm interviewing you today, so let's do you. I wanted to, you've dwelt in the past. You're in the present currently. What's the plan?
What did you say again?
You've dwelt in the past. Like you're coming from the past now.
I'm not coming from the past.
You're from the old. Let's agree. You're from the old times. You're like what they call the olden days.
Which old times?
The olden days. See, you have to agree, sir, that 1994 when you started, some of us were.
I didn't start in 1994.
You started something. You were writing. You were doing
I said
graphics.
graphic
and all of that.
designing.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's part of
1994.
it.
How old was I then?
I don't care.
You need to care.
You're
You
not
need to-
understanding.
you need
Sir,
to
it
care.
was 3 decades ago.
You need to care. How old was I? Do you know how old was I when I was doing all
Either
that?
ways, you were not 10. Yes, now.
I was around that age.
Even though. The point is, you're coming from the past, you're in the present currently. What do you think about the future?
I'm coming from like Jurassic Park.
Yes, now. You were part of people that knew what happened to the dinosaurs, if I've been if I've been honest. But now the future of filmmaking is like getting like the evolution is crazy. We have virtual reality. We have AI coming in. We have AR, everything. So what are your thoughts about that? Like, and how it will affect the quality of filmmaking and the future, basically. So yeah.
Funny how I might go the opposite route of where you want me to go to.
Okay, let's have it.
So, for example, maybe over the last 2 years, I've been shooting a lot with phones, with iPhones, both pictures and videos.
Okay.
So I'm seeing that because of the advent of the mobile platform, social media, a lot of people prefer or content shot with phones. Sometimes gets to do better.
The reach,
the acceptance than what you even use a big camera to shoot. So why would I go and be stressing myself to go and be carrying lights, carrying this, when I can just take a phone and shoot the thing and post and get the views, and maybe get the money, and I move faster. So apart from like AI and all that, mobile phones are getting into the game dangerously. And with the iPhone 15 Pro that can shoot ProRes, do cinematic mode, you can record into SSD drive from it.
So you think you ditch your cameras for your phone?
I ditch my cameras for my phone.
No, that's for reels and for content and all of that. Like in the nearest future, you think
the nearest future is going about is on phone. The nearest future is going about is going to be happening on mobile phones.
So we should
not on TV screens. I don't know when I don't watch TV.
Same.
I don't know when last I've sat down to be watching TV.
Word.
So you are all creating content for the phone screen, or maybe Apple glasses or whatever.
Yeah.
So we're not doing big screens again.
Word.
So if you're doing small screens, so why should I kill myself to be carrying a big camera to shoot content that will end up on a 5-inch screen or 7-inch screen?
So that's
the future. The future is not in the big screen.
You coming, I'm sorry, but it's just the truth. Coming from where you started from, is it not a bit saddening? Like, imagine all the gadgets you've acquired only for it to be placed in the hands of a small, like you said, 5-inch screen.
Yeah.
Is it not sometimes like, I don't know, sad, knowing that this is where it is going to? All my kirikata, all my big lenses and everything is going to end up in a small phone.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't sadden me. The one that saddens me is when you've taken time to learn visual effects, or you took time to learn visual effects, learn After Effects, learn how to make those things, and CapCut comes. And all those things you used to do shakara and say, I'm the only one that can do this kind of effect. And now CapCut can just give it to you in 2 seconds. You can do it in TikTok just by pressing one thing. That one is very saddening.
True.
So when AI now comes fully now, that, all those animation people used to do shakara and say, now you can just type paka paka and it creates it.
And create it from the scratch for you.
People will cry, but I'm not someone that likes to just, dwell in the past. So I just move with the times. So if it's fun, let's go.
Let's move on.
No, I don't hold on to anything. Yeah.
Content creation, you mentioned content creation, and now that's what you have been doing for a while now. Let's talk about content creation back then. Was there anything like content creation, like BTS and all of that? And were there people that were doing, there were no phones per se, but
there were no phones. There were no mobile phones. And if there were mobile phones,
it was for the elite.
No, I know there were mobile phones like Nokia, Sagem,
you didn't have camera.
Triumph, camera what?
But so are you saying it was nothing like BTS back then?
BTS. What do you mean by BTS?
Behind the scenes.
They were behind the scenes now. They were behind the scenes.
But how was it being shot?
It was shot on Sound City. Sound City used to do behind the scenes for us. So if you want to do a video shoot, for example, you call TV stations. TV stations will come and do the behind the scenes and put it on their TV station for the public to watch.
Interesting. So
that was the way it worked.
But did you have to pay them?
Sometimes, most of the times, no. Because it was their own content. It was content for them.
Yeah.
So most TV stations then had like a program for behind. I remember Galaxy TV used to have making the video or behind the scenes, which was dedicated to, showcasing how videos were made.
Okay.
Sound City 2 also had a show.
Yeah.
Which was dedicated to showing how videos were made. So those were done by TV stations then, not by individuals. It's not like now that you can do the BTS yourself.
And just buy a tripod and just put and just...
I even use your phone to be doing BTS.
Right, and you're good to go and all of that. Go. So when you started out and now, like collaboration, how big has collaboration played in, like, I'll say your growth from then and now, and like explaining how you would advise people to really collaborate? Because a lot of people, like you were saying, a lot of people say, oh, it's only me that can do this thing. I'm going to auditing ideas and all of that. People don't want to collaborate. So were you big on collaborations back then? And did it help, like, with what you are, who you are right now?
Yes. I'm not sure we collaborated back then. There was no collaboration like that back then.
Why?
So everybody was like a brand on its own. And I said everybody had their own style, had their own. So it was like a trade secret too, sort of.
Yeah.
So what are you even collaborating on? Well, no money now. There's no money. You are saying collaboration. We're all managing. I remember there was a time I made a track and dolly.
What's that?
Myself. I didn't make it like myself.
Oh,
but
a track.
There was track and dolly. There was no money to go and buy track and dolly. I'm not even sure who used to. Did we even have people selling it then? So I just thought about, okay, we can use aluminium. To do track and dolly. So I went to go and meet an aluminium maker and gave him the idea. And we used the tires that used to be used on chairs. Tire, all these office chairs. I said, okay, put that tire.
Imagine.
So that was what we used for tire for the dolly. And it worked. So I used that dolly and track to shoot lots of videos.
With the makeshiftness of it.
Yes, it worked. So I didn't have to, because we didn't have money. So, and we wanted camera movement in our videos. There was no gimbal. There was no slider.
Yeah,
So, and there's no money to go and rent track and dolly. So that worked. It worked for me for lots of years. So everybody had to be very, very inventive and creative.
Innovation.
To just move the industry forward to where it is now.
Because now that you're saying that there was no gimbal, see, to be honest, some of the things you're making reference to, I cannot relate. Because if you say there was no gimbal then how were you getting steady? I don't know, like how were you, how?
You could use a crane. There's no drone, so you use crane, jib.
What?
So jib is like an 8 feet, 8 feet crane. Put it that way. So we use jib, we use crane, we use track and dolly. Basically that's all. And use handheld and tripod.
Handheld.
And tripod.
No, in fact,
people used to say I have very steady hands. My hands are very steady. You have to be very steady.
I mean...
Because there is no gimbal now. So my hands, and I learned that thing from one of the best cinematographers from Nigeria. His name is Woody Awa. If I don't mention that name, they have to beat me. Yes. He's one of the greatest cinematographers out of this country. His name is Woody Awa. That guy, back then, I used to heavy in stadium. His hands were... That, in fact, till now, is a video he made that is arguably the best hip-hop video of all time in this country.
Which one is that?
Let me give you the name. Go and check it out on YouTube.
You don't say it.
You don't let us stay. In fact, the one you see on YouTube, the quality is very low. The song is by Gino, and it's called No Be God.
Okay.
That video
Watch it.
still beats. That video was shot with camcorder.
Wow.
Mini DV tape. Not shot on HDO. I'm not sure it was shot on HDO. There's something like HD then. So apparently it was shot on
if you didn't have HD.
PAL DV.
What's that?
It's called PAL DV.
Oh, God.
So PAL DV is 720 by 576. Full HD is 1920 by 1080. PAL DV is 720 by 576.
Okay.
The first HD camera that came into the industry that we first, embraced was the Sony Z1 camera.
Oh.
Sony Z1. That camera used to use so they made an HDV tape.
Okay.
So, we had mini DV tape. That one will only be called SPAL DV. So, they now created a tape to record HD differently. So, it's called an HD tape. So, then, people don't chop money. So, they will say, should this video shoot? We'll shoot it with HD camera and use HD tape. So, because of that, they will charge more. It's HD tape we use. HD tape, the quality of HD tape is different than. So then you use HD tape and record HD with that camera. Even the HD then was not full HD. It was 1440 by 1080. From that Sony Z1, it wasn't full HD. It was 1440 by 1080 that we were recording. And we were managing it. Before Canon now came. So it was Canon that destroyed the whole thing.
Still can't wrap my head around not having HD.
So as I said, that Budiawa had the most stable hands ever. That it was very muscular. So if he holds the camera like this, very stable, won't move. So I used to envy him a lot. So I used to look at him. I wish to be like this guy. So eventually I developed that skill too. So I can hold the camera and it will be stable.
Can you still do that now?
I still do it till now.
You don't use you still will not use gimbal.
I use gimbal, but I also do I love handheld.
Is there a difference in vibe?
There is difference in vibe. There is difference.
Like what? Explain, because how would you be? I call it soft.
Sometimes everything doesn't have to be smooth. Sometimes you want it to just have a. So when I even say steady, it doesn't mean still.
Word.
Still is different from steady. So you can. So for example, if I take a camera now, there's a way because I know it's impossible to hold a camera still.
Okay.
You're not a tripod. It's not possible. So I deliberately move. So, but when I move, I let the movements, the way water moves. So I move like this. So there is movement, but now I'm controlling the movement.
Okay.
Instead of letting my hand just be jerking.
Yes.
Now I deliberately move. So I just move a bit, move like as if water is flowing. So it looks. It's a trade secret.
Oh my God, I've had like an interesting time talking, because I honestly can relate to many things you are talking about, and I mean it says a lot about time and
you're
and
enjoying. You have LED lights now.
Yes.
Back then you only had a red light and 2K. You want to shoot, you go and rent red headlights.
Oh God.
One red light is 800 watts.
Oh.
Then you now rent 2K lights. 2K light was like the biggest light we used to use then, because HMI light was too expensive to rent. So most times we use red headlights, 800 watts. Then 2K. 2K is 2,000 watts.
Okay.
So imagine shooting this thing now. You have this one is 800 watts. That one is 800 watts. So fuse used to blow anyhow, because the power consumption was too much. And the heat too will be so much. Artists will be sweating. But we managed. So from there, let me just give you a position of light too, because light too has a position.
Yeah.
So we moved from like a redhead. After a redhead, we now add what we call Kino Flow lights. I'm not sure. Did you ever use Kino Flow lights?
I don't even know what this is called.
Kino Flow light was the first like soft light.
Okay.
So it's like the tubes used to look like fluorescent lights. So it rained for I think early 2000. That was the kind of light that was raining. So it was very soft, daylight, so we switched from the redheads and tungsten, and everybody moved to Kino Flow lights. So after Kino Flow lights, that's when LED lights now came in.
Interesting.
So when LED lights came in, we now ditched Kino Flows. So you hardly find Kino Flow lights in any studio again or any sets. So now everything is LED. We don't know where to go from there.
I mean, like we said, we're waiting for the future, but it's already on the phone. Like everybody has this small light, because when you go for events, you see people already holding something you can clap on your phone.
No, LED is one of the greatest inventions.
Yes, actually, it is one of the greatest inventions.
And USB.
What?
USB.
USB, like USB.
Yes, USB.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, you don't know?
No, because everything you say now is sounding so...
Have you done a USB again?
I do.
Okay. You don't know USB?
I do. I said I do. But it's more of type C now. We don't do...
No, it's still USB.
Yeah, I'm just saying that it is type... Never mind, sir.
No, let me explain.
Yeah, please do.
USB is a technology,
Okay.
of course, for communication. So I believe that USB is one of the greatest inventions in the last 15 years because it has changed. Yeah, it's changed everything. Because with USB, now your phone you can play music via USB. You can charge via USB.
Yeah.
Before, to play music in your car, you need CD.
Okay.
USB brought in flash drives,
yes,
which killed CDs.
Yes.
So now with just a USB port, you can do so much.
True.
So much. So it's a great. So whether it is USB Type C, Type A, Type B, it's still USB. So whoever invented it, his name or her name should be.
I'm sure. Let me not digress. So, like I said, it was awesome having you today. To be honest, because some of the things you are saying now, I want to just go and sit down and search some of these things. Like, when were these things created? Because I've not heard of some of these things before.
Like what?
Like that PAL something before.
PAL ZV.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, before HD came.
It's so far.
Because I don't know how we want to. Because how.
And the Firewire, yeah, and the capture card.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I think I know what capture card
you know
is.
Firewire too.
No, I don't.
So Firewire, normally all these video cameras you're using now.
Yeah.
To transfer. Oh. See.
Laura, you suffered.
in Premiere. So when we use Premiere, you know about Premiere.
Yes.
In Premiere, there's a feature called capturing.
Okay.
Nobody uses it today, again. But then, when you shoot a content of, let's say, 1 hour, this program, let's say it's 1 hour of shoot, you now have to transfer that. Now you just put in your SD card inside it and just copy, paste. Then you have to capture that footage from the tape because you recorded on tape. So capturing, what does capturing mean? It means if you recorded for 1 hour, that footage you will play for 1 hour. So you will play it into your system for 1 hour. So the capture card will now, as it's playing, is converting it from analog to DV, to a video format.
Oh God.
So that means you have to wait for 1 hour.
After recording
To capture everything. So if you a movie now, so a movie could be, you could use maybe 10 tapes to shoot a whole movie. Each tape is like 1 hour. So you use 10 hours to capture all the footages into the computer first. Before you now start saying you want to now start doing editing.
Yeesh.
So on Premiere, you see it now. When you open Premiere and you see new projects, you see capture.
Oh, wow.
But now nobody captures again. But then you used to capture. So you capture for the duration of the time that you shot with.
I don't know. I'm short of words.
So
But
that was. So
no,
you guys are enjoying now.
I don't mind. I don't mind because some of the things you are saying sounds like a lot of work.
It's a lot of
It doesn't even sound. It is a lot of work because how can you stay 10 hours? Because something you just take SD card.
Yes, just copy it.
And that's the end.
That's the end of it.
Nah.
You will capture, and if you are unlucky that the team went to go and fail,
you start again.
You start again now. You can start again, or you continue from where you stopped. Or maybe sometimes you can just leave it and go and eat.
And
see, after 1 hour you come back, and you now come back and see that the thing it stopped midway.
Oh God.
So capturing on its own is work.
Interesting.
It's someone's work. Capturing, just capture.
Something we can never.
Then after you finish your video, you now have to do what we call export to tape. Normally now, when you finish editing, you just export. Then you have the video file, which you just put on flash or hard drive and give to.
Yes.
Then when you finish, the editing, if you go to your Premiere, you see export to tape. So you need to connect your camera or a DV. We used to call it a DV cam tape, DV cam deck.
Okay.
So it's like a deck like this that has a cassette where you can put your DV cassette.
Yeah. So
you connect it to your system. You export the video to the tape or to the camera. So the video will play.
Interesting.
So that's the way you capture into the system. The video, your computer will now play. If it's a 4-minute video, for example, and you say export to tape, so the computer will be playing that video. So the tape or the camera will be recording the video into the tape back. So it's that tape you go and give TV station. I remember there was one day, this is off. I almost got arrested because of this issue of exporting to tape. So back then, I used to edit a TV program for one of my friends.
Yeah.
And that TV program goes on air every day. So, but the program is usually pre-recorded. So I do the editing for him.
Yeah.
So now imagine that we first have to capture. I didn't have a camera then. I was just editing. I was just an editor. So I didn't have a camera. So then we need to go and look for a camera to hire.
Okay.
To first capture the footage.
Okay.
Then when we finish the edits, we need to get the camera again to use it to export to the tape. Imagine. I didn't have a camera then. So I remember that guy's program used to show on STV.
Okay.
The camera, this program was supposed to show, and it shows early in the morning, like 6:30 a.m. It was supposed to show tomorrow morning. And they have to deliver to the TV station a day before. We're now looking for a camera to rent.
Oh,
I remember we were now walking around. So I remember we went to our own Pen Cinema in Akigi. We now saw a shop there that, all these people that does maybe photo. So back then, all those, so we went there, that's why they had a camera.
Okay.
So we now said, please,
Just
you need to
help
rent.
us, yes,
Help us, we want to rent. So the owner of the store was not around. So maybe the staff was there. We shall have begged the staff, we will die if you don't do this today. They will kill us. They will, please, just borrow us this thing. So I think the guy just borrowed us that thing. So we quickly went to go and do the transfer. The boss now came and learned that his camera had gone out. It almost became police case. Ordinary small camera or small camera that we just do small we didn't have. Just to transfer your video to tape that you can give your clients. We didn't have the tape. We didn't have the camera. We didn't have a camera. This camera I'm talking about now is very small. It's like Handycam. When you see all these small Handycams, these are the kind of cameras that we used to use for capturing and exporting. But we didn't have money. We didn't have it. We didn't have it. So we going around begging. I want to buy. Can you buy me a camera? I want to use it. I want to capture with it. Or I want to export. I just want to export my job with it.
Now that you mentioned that the camera thing, just for last question, why are some broadcasting companies, stations still having the same quality of back then? Like when it comes, this one is just a random question. Because whenever we want to watch news on some stations, it's still the same quality.
So maybe the machines they are still using to edit or playback, or the camera that you're still using to capture is still those kind of cameras. Like the Panasonic MD 9000. They still use those cameras,
In broadcasting houses. It's not like there's no, because this one is just off. I just wanted to ask, because these are the reasons why people are no longer listening to news or watching news. Because imagine watching something and it is so blur when I can always switch to another channel and I can even get my news off YouTube straight. The quality is just no, and why can't...
It's the equipment. The equipment might be still... if the equipment might be old. That's the
You wanted to say something?
Yes. I didn't want to mention the name. So, but, when it's not a private institution...
Yeah.
There are lots of bottlenecks. And people don't want to... the way it's easy for you to upgrade equipment is not the way it's easy to upgrade in an institution that is not a corporate institution, that is not private. There are rules, there are structures, there are bottlenecks. So it takes time before... I have experiences, so...
You've worked with broadcasting houses before?
No, I'm going to do a training in a broadcasting house.
Okay.
Owned by a government firm.
And
owned by the government. So I was able to get like an insider view of how things worked there. So I understand. I remember then we will need maybe a light.
Yeah.
We'll be seeing that light there like this, so like I can see the light, and we need that light. And I'll tell maybe one of the staff, maybe that one is the director of whatever or whatever. We need this light. You cannot touch that light though.
Yes.
You cannot go and carry it. You go and look for the person in charge of that light. Is that one that will now say, okay, you need this light, Abby? Yeah, be going, I'm coming.
Till now?
I'll bring it for you.
What?
So you now bring it. In fact, to even connect extension wire, you need the extension for this shoot now. You go and write. We need extension cable for the shoot. Then that one will be working at the boss. Okay, I'm coming. I'll meet you there. You now wait for the person. You now come. It's working in slow motion. Okay, plug it for you.
Interesting.
Something that you can just pick, pack and plug and do. No, you can't. So there are a lot of bottlenecks. You know, so that's why I say sometimes division of labor can be counterproductive. Sometimes, if you're not careful, the good is supposed to bring. If you're not careful,
the
people
bad
people involved in those can now feel like a boss on their own.
Yes.
And it is my department.
Yes.
I will show you Pepe.
Actually,
you know, so that's one of the reasons.
That's true. So yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Akin Alabi Film. Akin Alabi Film. Thank you so much.
Just say Akin Alabi. Don't put Mr. Because maybe that's yes. No, just.
Thank you, Akin Alabi of Akin Alabi Films for gracing our studio today. It was interesting. I could not even say anything. I was dumbfounded because I'm not used to this. I don't know many things, many of the terms, many of the things. So it was really interesting and educative learning from you today. I mean, I'm sure our audience have learned and sadly, well, not sadly, because I have so many things to go and still ask him off camera. We've come to the end of this episode, and a big shout out to Akin Alabi of Akin Alabi Films for coming through and gracing us with his presence. Thank you so much for coming and educating me. You know I'm Gen Z. You know you're millennial.
Are you Gen Z?
You're not even millennial. You're like
I'm what?
Blue. What they call them? What's the age after millennial? What are they? Bloomers.
We are humans.
No, yeah, because seriously, it is just
we are the evolution.
No, I think it's from. Sorry, I'll say you people. It's from you people because we Gen Zs. We can't relate to so many things.
We can't relate
at all to everything you were able to say. I was just like nodding my head. May not be like say.
So we carry the past.
Yeah.
We are in the present, and we are going to the future.
Word. Please write that down.
So we are important.
Very, very important.
We are a rare species.
Oh, God, yes.
Because we know the past. We know where we are coming from. You don't know where you are coming from.
I
you don't know. You just find yourself. You are using LED lights. You don't know where you are coming from. We know where we are the custodians of this.
So you were the founding fathers of some of these things. You were the testing ground for it to get better.
Did you use black and white TV? No.
No, not really.
Yeah, you didn't.
No. Oh yes, no. Actually,
you didn't.
No. No. So I mean, it was a great time having you. Thank you so much once again, and please, our followers, our watchers, don't forget to subscribe, share, and also comment and tell us who you like to see next. Also, like I said, I've been saying before, there are a lot of freebies for all our audience, all our commenters, and everything. Once again, thank you so much, Mr. Akin Alabi. Sorry. Thank you so much, Akin Alabi, for coming. Until next time, take care of yourself. Bye-bye.